Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, Sunday edition. Uh, am I out of focus? I don't know. My eyes are a little off this morning. I just woke up, still have the crud in my eyes. I feel like I'm out of focus. Better, better. That's better. What's up? Happy Sunday. Uh, gonna just ramble about cards this morning. Talk about my Goodwill pallet, eBay, all that good stuff. Rich is with us. He's got a question for us, a challenge for the couch people researchers. Apparently, there's a pimple on the neck somewhere on the 1987 Topps Dan Plesac cards. Could not figure out where it was. Interesting. I've never heard that one, but I'm going to keep an eye out on Dan Plesac. 87 Topps. Victor, what's up? Good morning. Herman is with us. Good morning. So basically all I did Saturday was I did leave the house to get beer. I left the house at 5:00 last night to get beer. I drank an import, a Hefeweizen. Can't remember which beer. When I go to here's my issue. I like craft beer, but sometimes I like just Bud Light. But sometimes I just want Blue Moon, Leinenkugel, something like that's not really craft beer. When I go to, so there's a Quick Trip like 2 blocks away, a country block. So I'll go to the Quick Trip for like my Bud Light, or if I just want a quick, just get a 6-pack of Blue Moon. If I drive like 2 miles toward the Target, there's a liquor store, Steve's. But I feel like they're a little snooty there at the liquor store because it's more of a craft beer. Like they have Bud Light, but it's like tucked away in the corner, like hidden. They hide the Bud Light. They have a huge wine section. So I feel it's very snooty. And there's a couple employees there that I think they are probably like the wine people. So they know me as a beer guy. So, he's just a beer guy. I feel like there's a little snootiness going on at Steve's. So I don't go in there often unless I want to have a refined craft beer taste. So they're not looking down upon a peasant coming in for Blue Moon or Spotted Cow. Oh, Spotted Cow. Everybody drinks Spotted Cow. You have to drink the wine and the 10% ABV. So I did go to Steve's yesterday. And I got the Hefeweizen. I don't even know what it was, but anyway. Let's see. Matt's with us. Matt Marg. Matt Weinman is with us. Good morning to you. Herman says, did my last lawn cutting. I took the dog for a walk yesterday. Oh, I did. I left the house twice yesterday. I walked the dog and I went to the liquor store. That's the life of a couch people right there. On a Saturday, you leave the house to walk the dog and go get beer. That's the definition of couch people. So when I was walking the dog, there were a couple people mowing lawns, and mine could use it, but it's at that point where it's like, screw it, I'm ready for the stupid damn snowplow, snowblower. Lawn mowing season is done. Herman's in Georgia, so I'm sure lawn cutting season is longer in Georgia. In Wisconsin, usually I like mid-September is my last mow. But this year, little different because in the past years I've let it get too long in the winter months, and then in the spring, it's just a mess. Brian says, "Whoa, catching a Sunday show, awesome." Sunday shows are kind of a letdown, I think. Sunday shows are because I didn't leave the house except for walking the dog and getting beer. Although I am going to show off some Goodwill stuff, and I'll share I was thinking this morning, like, what in the hell am I going to talk about? All I did was I really didn't watch much college. I had some college football games on yesterday, but I was like shipping. I didn't do much listing. I listed a little bit on the couch last night. But I did a lot of shipping and I did some sorting. I should do like I should take the camera and like do a walkthrough of like my card room and the rec room, because it's like I've warned my wife, do not come downstairs. It will give you a panic attack. It's just a gigantic mess because I'm in the middle of like, well, A, I've run out of space in the card room. B, I've got somebody that wants some bulk, but he wants football and basketball bulk. So most of my bulk, I just put them all in boxes. Like some have hockey and soccer. Where's LRS? Hockey and soccer. Some have all of the above. Some are just base. So he wants only football boxes, only basketball boxes. So I have it. I just need to take the time to go through it, and I do need to take the time to go through it and get rid of some of this stuff. So I've gone through and I've got those boxes. So I've like started going through the closet. So I've got those boxes. The rec room has like Goodwill stuff, and I've got piles because some of it's going into quarter boxes, some of it's Cubs, some of it's eBay, some of it's bulk. And then I've got football piles, and it's just a gigantic mess. So that's what I'm dealing with. I feel my head's spinning with all of these cards. Where are we at in the chat? We've got SD in the house. Shalom. Victor, good morning to you. He had a couple Modelo's watching the Michigan game, then coffee while watching the Halloween movie. Which Halloween movie? The newest one? I know everybody like poo-pooed the newest Halloween movie. I thought it was okay. It was okay. John is with us. What's up, John? Brian says something that I can't read. I don't even know what language that is. You know, I never took any foreign language in school. We didn't have to, when I was in high school, we did not have to, like, it was not required, like not even like 101. That's college, not high school. But like in high school, we didn't even have to take like introduction to Spanish, which I feel I should have. And I've thought now, like in adulthood, like I'd really like to learn Italian because I love Italy. And my wife and I really want to go back. We like binge watch anything Italian on TV. So I would like to learn a little bit of Italian, but I never took any languages in. We had Spanish, and then we had a very small high school dissolved nearby when I was in high school. So they offered French, like, which is crazy because the high school, like my high school, was small. My graduating class was 35. Neponset was the nearby school. Their like graduating classes were like 10 and 12. And they offered French. So the French teacher came to Anawan. So we had French offered like just my senior year and then going forward. But when I was in school, only my senior year. So we had French and Spanish to choose from. I took neither. Rich says a real couch person would get a doggy door. So that's one less reason to leave the couch. John says, will you cut the lawn at your current house again? Yes. Yes, I will. So we probably won't move to the new house until my wife's optimistic and thinks May. I am a realist and I'm thinking June. So it'll get cut again here. Probably several times before we actually move. The garden is, I probably won't garden here again. Now we take ownership of the house at the end of December, this coming December. So I'll have to find something, but so I think I might plant the garden there, because if I plant it here, I won't reap the benefits of the actual fruits because we'll be moved out by the time, tomatoes start popping up in mid to late July. So the new house, I'll probably plant a garden at the new house, though I don't know because we are having a lot of landscape work done. So I don't even know if I can plant a garden next. So there may be no gardening for me next year, just based on the timeline of how everything's going down. But I will have to mow. I will have to mow. Cooter says Sunday field trip at Bose. Please help me sort. Victor says yes, the new one. It was okay. So Victor is on mine. He didn't hate it. Thought it was okay. That's kind of what I thought. Brian says Hubie's Halloween. Vesa Sur is a Miami beer company bought by Budweiser for like 100 million. I have watched Hubie Halloween. I missed Saturday Night Live. Well, I mean, I'm sleeping by the time Saturday Night Live starts. So is the life of couch people. In bed by 10. But I saw David S. Pumpkins made a return to Saturday Night Live. I loved the David S. Pumpkins skits. So I'll have to watch. I have Peacock, so I'll have to go back and watch Saturday Night Live. I did watch, they have like an old version that airs at like 9 p.m. That's my time. So I did watch a little bit of that last night. It was from 2008, I believe. Matt says that's nuts. I had over 1,200 kids drop out from 9th to 12th grade. 1,200 is more than the town I grew up in. Graduated with 4,500. That's crazy. Yeah, that's we had my high school. We had 3 towns with a combined population of about 1,200 in the 3 towns that made up my high school. We were the biggest. We were the big school. We were the big town on the block. 900 population. Brian says, guess their beer is not up there yet. They have a mango beer, kind of like Blue Moon. So it's a real beer. Let's see, Vesa Sur. So yeah, probably not distributed yet. Up here in the far north. I was excited though. There's a beer that's made in it's from Georgia. Terrapin. Herman probably is familiar with Terrapin Beer Company. So I had Terrapin when I worked at the university and I traveled. We played, it must have been Alabama State. We played at Alabama State, Montgomery, Alabama. I was in the hotel bar and they had a chocolate milk stout. And this is when I was so this would have been 10 years ago. About the time I started getting into craft beer. In Illinois, we did not really have craft beer, even in like the big cities. We didn't have craft beer. And I think it was some type of alcohol laws in Illinois that kind of prevented craft beer. But now there's craft breweries all over the place, within the last 5 to 10 years in Illinois. Anyway, I was at the hotel or the hotel bar, and they had a chocolate milk stout. I'm like, ooh, that sounds very tasty. It was. Now, 1 glass of Terrapin's, it's called Moo-Hoo, by the way, which it's delicious. 1 glass cost me my entire per diem. Well, actually, not quite. I think my per diem was $15, and I think the glass of Moo-Hoo was $10.50. And I'm like, oh, geez, I'm gonna have to dip into my own money to have a Coors Light. But it was good, so I'm like looking, and they didn't distribute. I think that at that time, 10 years ago, Tennessee was as far north as they got, maybe into Pennsylvania at that time. So I was in school at the time. I was back in college for the second time. And I was in one of my, I think, marketing classes. We had to do like a marketing strategy proposal. And we had to choose a company. So I chose Terrapin Beer Company and did this marketing campaign for Terrapin Beer. That's how much I like their beer. So fast forward, and like by this time, I had moved to Madison, Wisconsin, and I had given up on Terrapin distributing past Tennessee. All of a sudden, one Friday after work, stopped by Steve's, the snooty liquor store, and on Fridays they usually have like beer companies there offering samples, and I had to do a double take. It was Terrapin. what? And I was like, when I saw the Terrapin beer guy in the liquor store, I fanboyed out like I was meeting Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, Javier Baez. Like I was like, oh. And so he gave me the whole spiel. Yeah, and I'm like, where's Moohoo? And he's like, well, Moohoo's seasonal, so it won't be out until like February, which is weird because usually February here is when you start seeing summer shandies. But sure enough, we finally did. I don't see it often. I might have to go to the giant super center liquor store we have. What is it? Total Wine and Beer. To get the Moohoo. But I like drinking that. I like drinking the stouts and the porters during the winter months. In the summer months, I like drinking the light beers. Yeah, Terrapin. So maybe eventually, Vesa Sir, we do have a Miami Weiss, and the cans look like Miami Vice. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Brian says, we just talked about that. Rich says, girls in high school love French. So bad for your high school. You know what I will miss about Bo's moving? The day-to-day update about Frank. Yeah, I'll have to. I haven't seen Frank. I've seen him like driving, but I haven't seen him out and about. I mean, it's getting colder, so Frank spends less time outside. I spend less time outside. His robot is hibernating, but the robot is still like in the charging station. So I'm not sure. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen to the robot because it's already October 30th. I'm curious, is the robot going to is the company going to come take the robot away? Are they going to leave it plugged in the backyard as it gets snowed on? Does Frank put it in the garage? I'm very curious what happens to Frank's robot. Matt says Tim in town of Tim in town of Colony, largest town in America. LOL, should be a city. There's a Frank update for you. Brian says, sorry for foreign language. Lived in Miami for 40 years. Don't speak Spanish. His new mower's still going. I don't think I have not seen it actively mowing, but I have seen some lines like diagonal, like one diagonal line, like it got off the charger and it's like, well, I've got to do something today. I'm going to mow one strip and go back to my charging station. Let's see. Andrew, by the way, Andrew is Paige and Deanie Bean. Andrew is much quicker to say. Andrew says, good morning, all. Uncle Rich, there will be another Frank 2.0. We'll have to meet. Now, I do know one of the neighbors because it's the people that live there, like kind of live in Florida half the year, and their son, who I know and my age, lives there. So I do know one neighbor. I do not know the other. Let's see. Matt says they don't let us combine them. Unfair sports teams. Herman, there it is. Brewed in Athens. There you go. Athens, Georgia. Terrapin. Kid on my baseball team when I was captain just got called up Mariners before they started the playoffs. Brian O'Keefe. That's cool. Let's see. He grew up with a batting cage in his basement. Legit, 3 kids on my team had their own batting cages in their house. Unreal. I used to hit on a basketball pole. The robot just started snow blowing with a new attachment. Frank's hoping. Oh, that I would totally. And somebody, I think it might have been Zach, texted me a link. There's actually a robot snowblower on the market. I don't know how well it performs, but I picked up some. I added some. I didn't add. I didn't pick up. I didn't add. What am I talking about? I found. There's a better word. I found some cards in the latest Goodwill pallet. So I said there was a tub, a giant tub, and I think there's some decent stuff in there. And so there was, and I'm only about halfway through the tub, but I did pick out some good stuff. I found these. Let's see. So these are gold blasters from Marvel. I need to get these sleeved up. So we've got the Silver Surfer. I did price. There's a Spider-Man that I priced out, which seems like it might be like a $20 card. Some of these are only like $3 to $5. Some are $10. So they kind of vary. They're the Fleer Metal Marvel Universe Gold Blaster inserts or parallels. So there's Thor, the Spider-Man, and I think Spider-Man's like a $25 to $30 card. Spider-Man's, and these are in nice shape. Thing, it's cool. Can't remember. Thing might have been a $5 card. There were a couple that were, maybe Gambit was a cheapie as well. So I'll be putting these in my eBay store. Link to my eBay store in the description to this video. Then there were some other metal Marvel cards. These are from, I think, 1995 Fleer Metal Marvel Universe. So then we've got, these are metal blasters, and I think these are kind of more of a common insert. And the reason I think that is because there were doubles of a couple cards. So Venom, Silver Surfer, these are just really cool. I'm not into Marvel. I'm not into this kind of stuff, but the cards are really cool. Like, I enjoy looking at the cards. Iron Man and Fleer Metal was just awesome. Oh, here's a Thing, and I think this is a metal blaster Thing from Fleer Metal Marvel. And then there's also some, and I have some of these in my store already, Batman Forever metal. So here we've got Commissioner Gordon. I think these are also from 1995. 1995. Here's Robin. Batman and Robin. Let's see, some more. These are all, this is like a Batman set. Is this the Joker? The guy with question marks, or the Riddler? But Batman and the other guy. Does it say on the back? The Riddler. So there we go. That's some Fleer Metal Marvel. There's a little bit of everything in this box. Riddler, thank you, Herman. We've got Fuzzy Thurston, Green Bay Packers, Super Bowl II autograph. Fuzzy Thurston. There were a lot of people that were like, "Oh, Fuzzy." I don't know if they actually know Fuzzy, or if he was a really good player for the Packers. He was one of the most widely known linemen of the 1960s. So there you go. Wally the Beer Man, from apparently a Minneapolis legend. A lot of people were it was like Fuzzy Thurston and Wally the Beer Man. People were like, "Oh my God, it's Wally, it's Fuzzy." So Wally the Beer Man. We had some vintage 1955 Bowman, Del Crandall. I love the 55 Bowman set. I love those TVs. Del Crandall. Let's see. We've got a Shaq rookie card. Is this the... No, this is just the base card. With the gold foil 92, but it's just the base. Fuzzy and Kramer were the longtime starting guards for Vince Lombardi's Packers. So another Shaq rookie, Fleer Ultra. Bob Skarowski and Jim Ringo. We've got a Don Mattingly, which I believe this is his second-year card. Yeah, the 84 Donruss was his rookie card. So second-year Don Mattingly. And I think the from 1985, which I think that top loader might also be from 1985. How about a Bo Jackson football rookie card? 88 tops. Love that set. But wait, there's Mo Bo, 87 Donruss. I think these are the highlights. Bo Jackson. And of course, this is my, I don't know. What's your favorite between Bo Jackson rookie cards? 87 Donruss rated rookie, or 87 Topps Future Stars? Rich, thank you. That was Donruss opening day on the Bo Jackson. Here's the rated rookie. I don't know, man. I love the Future Stars, Bo. But the rated rookie, I'm a sucker for rated rookie. If I had gun to my head, that sounds morbid. Gun to my head, I'm taking the Future Stars Topps, Bo Jackson. Have to choose. I choose Topps. The Juice is Loose, 76 Topps football, O.J. Simpson. That looks like it's in pretty decent shape. No, it's got some rough edges. Corners are dinged. Another rookie card. We've got Randall Cunningham, 87 Topps. This one's going to my buddy Brandon, who's working on that 87 Topps football set. He needs the Randall Cunningham. There's also a Walter Payton, and there were actually 2 Walter Payton 87 tops. And I'm like, hey, do you need a Payton? Because I'm sure I didn't put it in the box that I had sent that I gave him a few weeks ago. And he's like, yeah, I need the Payton too. So he's coming up. He's actually come. My buddy Brandon's coming up. Him and his wife are coming to the Madison Card Show, which is just a few weeks away. Saturday, November 19th, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, 9 to 3, 125 tables. So see you there. Robin Yount. This is the 79 tops. I always get 76 and 79 tops designs confused. They look similar. And they're also my least favorite designs of the 70s. Here's a 79 Robin Yount. But look at that. That's just a great photo of Robin Yount, even though he's a Brewer. But that's a cool card. Let's see. Another 79 tops, but we're going to football. We're going to Minnesota for the Vikings QB, Fran Tarkenton. He had a long career by this point. He had been in the league for how many years? He was a rookie in 61. I did not realize Tarkenton started with the Vikings, then went to the Giants, and then came back to the Vikings. Because that all happened long before I was born. Let's see. So he started with the Vikings in 1961. And then he was traded to the Giants in 1967. And then traded back to the Vikings in 1972. Fran Tarkenton. Here's a quarter. I don't know why. Another vintage football just was in the pile. Walter Payton. And I think these are just kind of like random cards. Here's a Giannis from 2018 Panini Revolution. Cool card. I like it. Fancy, glimmery, shiny. Here's another Giannis. This is Essential Stars. Cool card. Let's see. I don't know who this is. Keith. It's numbered to 99. It's a die cut, but it's a player I've never even heard of. Keith Wenning. He played at Ball State and then went to the Baltimore Ravens. Let's see. These are some commons that just kind of... This is a cool card. It's a common, but it's a cool card. 1999 Topps Tech. These are cool cards. Greg Vaughn. Greg Vaughn's one of those, like, look at Greg Vaughn's stats. Somebody brought this up, I think, on Twitter a while back. But look at Greg Vaughn, I think, has to be the most underrated player of the 1990s. So Greg Vaughn, do you know his career WAR is 30.9? That seems pretty good. He was only an All-Star 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. But let's take a look at his 90s. So 1990 was his second. He was a rookie in 89, but just appeared in 38 games. 1990, played in 120 games, had 17 home runs, batted .220. So he had a pretty weak batting average throughout his career. So he only hit .242 in 15 years. Looks like his best year was 1996. He batted .280, hit 31 home runs that year. He hit 41 home runs in 1996. But look at his late 90s. 1998, Greg Vaughn hit .272 with 50 home runs in 119 RBI. And then in 1999, he hit 45 home runs with 118 RBI. His batting average took a hit, though. He hit .245. He finished 4th in the MVP voting in both 98 and 99. And he won a Silver Slugger in 98. So Greg Vaughn, underrated. Like, those are some really good numbers. Let's take a look at his WAR. I know a lot of people don't like WAR. I like it. It brings all those stats together. So here's why I like WAR, because it adds in all the important things. And so you can kind of look at it from, instead of comparing, okay, well, oh wow, he hit 50 home runs. Oh, but he hit .220. Oh, he hit .370. Oh, but he didn't steal any bases. They were all singles, no RBIs, no runs. So that's why I like WAR. It kind of combines everything. So advanced, where's the WAR stat? Oh, player value. WAR, Greg Vaughn. So 1993, 1990, he was a 0.2 WAR. That was only his second season in the big leagues. He had a 2.8 WAR in 91. He had a 1.8 WAR in 92, but then by 93, he really jacked it up. He was at 6.7 WAR. He had a down 94 season at 1.3. 95, he stunk. Negative WAR in 95. He had a 2.7 WAR in 96. 0.4 and 0.2 in 96, 97. Okay, so kind of up and down in the 90s. But then 98, 99, he really jacked it up. 6.3 WAR in 98, 3.4 in 99. Let's just take a look at where he compares. We're on Baseball Reference, by the way. Looking at Greg Vaughn, because now where'd my Greg Vaughn card go? Because of this card. This is a sweet card. That's why I'm looking. But if you look at the similarity scores, it's kind of like, there's good players there. He's similar batters: Jose Bautista, Jeremy Burnett, Jay Bruce, Ron Gant, Roy Sievers, Rocky Colavito, Justin Upton, Darryl Strawberry, Pat Burrell, and David Justice. So those are some good. That's good company. That's very good. Am I making a case for Greg Vaughn to be a Hall of Famer? Absolutely not. But he was a very good player. Let's just look to see what his Hall of Fame score is. Where's the Hall of Fame? Let's look at Jaws. Let's look at the Jaws. Let's see. So we're looking at Greg Vaughn. Oh, that's not I want the actual Jaws score for Greg Vaughn. Where are we at? Jaws. Here we go. Left field, Greg Vaughn, 61st. So here are some of the, we'll take a look at Greg Vaughn on the Jaws rankings, the 5 above him and the 5 below him. So the 5 above him, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 above him are Justin Upton, Ron Gant, Rico Carty, Chick Hafey, whoever that is. He's a Hall of Famer. I don't know him. And Del Ennis. Those are the 5 that rank above Greg Vaughn as left fielders in the Jaws ranking. And the 5 below him, one Hall of Famer below, Gene Woodling, Hall of Famer Monty Irvin, Riggs Stevenson, former Cub, Elmer Smith, and B.J. Surhoff. So some other names that you might know that are below Greg Vaughn in the Jaws: Alfonso Soriano, Kevin Mitchell, Lefty O'Doul, let's see, Downaways, Don Baylor, and Mike Greenwell. So those are, so he ranks 61st. By the way, left fielders, number 1 on Jaws, the greatest player of all time, Barry Bonds. Ted Williams, number 2, Ricky Henderson, 3, Yaz, number 4, and Pete Rose, number 5. So there's a little Greg Vaughn talk. Let's see. Rich says those 88 football bows are very popular. Happy Sunday. What's up, Jenny Miller? It's a football Sunday. The Bears are on at noon today. They play the Cowboys today. Jenny likes the Topps Future Stars Bo Jackson because of the coloring. Andrew likes the rated rookie. John says the most overrated word is the word underrated. Greg Vaughn, the most underrated player of the 90s. Johnny V, 1938. What is up? He had a huge year as a Red. He did. Everyone is rated properly in the world, trust me. Gary Maddox has a 36.8 WAR, also rated properly. There you go. Gary Maddox. I would say Gary Maddox is underrated. I did not know that. I don't think of Gary Maddox as I would say, oh, Gary Maddox, he sucked. Because I didn't follow Gary Maddox in the 80s or the 70s, whenever Gary Maddox, late 70s, early 80s. So to me, it's all relative, right? To me, Gary Maddox, underrated. Greg Vaughn, underrated. That's my thought. Chick Hafey is a Frankie Frisch Hall of Famer and should not have been placed in the Hall of Fame. I did not know that. Thank you. What's Paul O'Neill's WAR? Let's look at Paul O'Neill. That's a good one. Paul O'Neill. Now, I think Paul O'Neill was a very good baseball player. Let's see. 38.9 WAR. So Paul O'Neill is up there. Paul O'Neill. And he made what, 1, 2, 3. I discount all-star appearances, but he was a 5-time all-star. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at WAR Because if I say, well, look, he batted, and this is why I like WAR, because it's you combine everything. Because I could say, well, Paul O'Neill in 1994 hit 359. Well, what else did he do? Well, he only hit, well, he had 21 home runs. That's pretty good. Let's see. Where are we at? Advanced. What stat do we want? We want value. WAR. Paul O'Neill. So he had a really good. So, and that 94 season, he hit or led the league in batting, but his WAR was only 4.3. He did have a 5.8 WAR in 98 for the Yankees. So Paul O'Neill, folks. Let's see. Do not mispronounce Pat the Bat again. Did I, is it Burrell? I said Burrell. Pat Burrell. Let's see. Rich says, Bo, enjoy your Bears' scheduled loss today. Coming off a Monday night game and a noon game on the road Sunday. Cowboys rule for the hobby. And they're the Bears. So I'm not expecting a win today. Dan just finished Deliverance. Squeal like a pig. Matt says him and Bernie Williams very overlooked. So those are some cards. Let's see that Greg Vaughn. That's just such a cool card. Greg Vaughn. What about that win over the Patriots? Is Justin Fields the guy? Justin Fields is the guy, but the other 8 or 9 of the other 10 players that are around him, I think maybe 1 or 2 are other guys with Justin Fields because they need to revamp the entire team. Justin Fields is the guy at quarterback, but he needs a new offensive line. He needs some wide receivers that can catch the flipping ball. But Justin Fields, going to be a great quarterback. Let's see. You got a purty mouth. Let's see. That win over the Patriots, yeah. Dan was not expecting that scene. Yeah. Let's see. What else did I... So I showed off my Goodwill. I did want to share my eBay sales this week. I haven't really touched on eBay. I know there's a lot of people have been talking about eBay sales are down. My sales are still up over the last 30 days. My October was much better. In the grand scheme, I did spend a little bit more on inventory in the month of October, but taking that into consideration, my net sales for the month of October are still up over September's net sales. Sales are up 25%, taking into account the inventory I bought. That's roughly about 17% up over the month of September. My impressions are up 2%. So still not where I'd like it to be. When I keep adding inventory, the impressions are increasing, but at a slower tick than I would hope. So I'm still working with that reverse funnel. My impressions are only up 2%. My page views are up 8%, and my actual sales dollars are up 25%. So kind of an anomaly there. Let's take a look at my last 5 eBay sales. And I do want to do a video. I don't have much time at all to do any additional videos, especially as I keep going through this Goodwill pallet. Let's take a look at the last 5 eBay sales. As I was live here this morning, I did sell. So look at the last 5. I just sold a LeBron James Prism card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 of my last 5 sales are basketball, which represents a very small percent of my inventory. So that's a good sign for basketball sales. Last 5, let's go into the sold. So the last 5, we've got a 2020 Prism LeBron James that sold for $7.50. That was part of the $1,000 collection that I bought a couple weeks ago. I sold a $98.99 Upper Deck Black Diamond Sean Kemp, numbered out of 3,000. That's been sitting in my store for quite a while. That sold for $3.50. How about my man Frank the Tank Schwindel? His rookie card sold. That was one of my last 5. I sold a lot of 10 Jordan Bone rookie cards. So that sold for $5, so 50 cents a card. Jordan Bone NBA Hoops rookie cards, a lot of 10. And the 5th card that sold, a 2003 Upper Deck Honor Roll, Randy Johnson, sold for $1.50. So those are the last 5 sales. Let's see. Has any junk wax sold? Hey, I sold an 85 Donruss rated rookie Danny Tartable. I sold a bunch of Astros cards. Astros have been moving really well. I sold a bunch of Astros cards. I sold a Post Malone Allen and Ginter mini late last night for $15. But I've been moving a lot of Astros cards. I sold like 50 or 60 Nolan Ryan cards to the same buyer on Friday, I believe. So Astros, Nolan Ryan, those are some hot sales here lately. Let's see. Where are we at? Any new details on the Couch People Christmas party? Nope. Saturday, December 10th. Couch People Christmas party. Probably won't. I don't think there's going to be any other details outside of probably as we get like within a couple days of the event. I'll say what time I'm actually going to start, but I plan on starting around 4 p.m. Central Time, Saturday, December 10th, and I'm just going to rip cards. So that's about all that's going to go on. Are the parking lot buy cards moving pretty good? Yeah. I'm pretty close on gross sales. I'm pretty close to break even. So that's still shy of the investment on the net side, but I especially getting this pallet this week, I just haven't had a chance to list, and it's slower going because a lot of what I want to move are the relics and the autos that I'm not going to put through the feed scanner. I can't because they're thick. But sales are moving pretty well. Sold one of the Giannis cards for $70 some. Sold the Rubio number to 10 for like 35. I've sold some others for $40. The Acuna sold for 80. I just actually a couple of the cards that I just mentioned, the LeBron sold for $750. That was part of it. The Post Malone was part of it. That was a $15 sale. So, $10 to $20 on average at a time. I have moved. Actually, I sold like $40 or $50, maybe $60 worth of Topps Heritage, just commons. Must have been a set builder. Bought a whole bunch of them. That was part of that buy as well. So yeah, sales are moving pretty well on that purchase. John asks, do you mind sharing your combined household income for 2021? Jenny says the LCS owner said yesterday that the past week basketball and hockey has been flying off the shelf. He can't move baseball no more. Yeah, baseball traditionally, historically, and I mentioned this in a tweet yesterday. Historically, baseball dies for me in October. Even like during the playoffs, like baseball will die. I'll see, like right now, the baseball sales I'm having on new stuff. Now I'm always going to sell and that's why I like listing older retired players through the winter months, because there's steady sales with retired players in older cards. The new stuff like Bowman in pro, even like Pro Debut, I'm listing some of my autos in color on Pro Debut. But I'll probably wait. I think I'm going to focus on basketball and football here in the next 2 months. And then by December, I'll start adding baseball back in because it'll ramp up in January. But baseball dies for me in October, especially on new stuff. Baseball definitely dies in October during the playoffs, really the end of the regular season. People move on. And they're either like done with baseball. Now, this year could be an anomaly because there's so many new products being released in the last couple months of the year. We just saw Topps Update release. It's a little later than usual, released Friday. Allen and Ginter to be released. Topps Archives was just released. We've got what else do we have? We've got Topps Chrome Update, which I assume is coming out. We have Heritage Miners, which is December now. We have Stadium Club, which is TBA. We have Bowman Draft, which is probably going to be pushed out into January. So there's still some products to be released here in the next couple months, baseball-wise, that could make it a little different this year as opposed to previous years, where it's like the last couple months of the year, baseball-wise, like November, December, the only baseball products that are typically released is, Heritage. Actually, Heritage Miners is usually a September release. So like November, December, pre-COVID was like some rant, like nothing popular outside of Bowman Draft. And then you had like Bowman's Best at the end of the year. Because I mean, in the past, you would go to Walmart in like November through November and December, because my mom would never, like, my mom always puts packs of cards and blasters in my stocking at Christmas. Yes, I still get a stocking from mom at age 40 with baseball cards, beef jerky, and a toothbrush. So like, she's like, this is the only box I could find, and it's, you know, something random. Because there's like never baseball cards on the shelf in November, December historically. But we're in kind of this weird phase where everything's been pushed back. Let's see. Abraham, what's up? Go Bears. And Bo, I had a slice of pizza at the Belleville Casey's. Yes. That's where I have to drive all the way to Belleville to get my Casey's taco pizza fix. Let's see. Matt says, how do you do the 10 cards for 50 cents? So that particular sale was a lot. So it was Jordan Bone, NBA Hoops lot of 10. And I had it listed for $10 or best offer. And somebody offered me 5, and I took it because it's been sitting in my store for a year, and it's Jordan Bone. So that's how I do it. So if you have, you know, and Ken, I don't think Ken's in the chat, but Ken Bean's Ball Card Blog is a great lot seller. So I've done a few times kind of copying his strategy, where he'll take like 8 Reggie Miller basketball cards and put them in a lot, like 8 different Reggie Miller basketball cards for like $6 or $5. You put them in a plain white envelope. You can get away. I do like 10 is about the max I'll put in a PWE standard envelope shipping. And it goes 3 ounces for $1.05. So that's what this 10 card lot will go. Let's see. John says 85, not junk wax era. Did I say it was? 85 top. I see so much 85 tops. Fleer and Donruss, not so much, but 85 I consider junk wax because 85 tops was so mass produced. 84, not so much. I would personally include 85 in the junk wax era just because of tops. There was so much 85 tops printed. Donruss and Fleer, not the case, but tops for sure. Same with 86. Donruss and Fleer, you don't see a lot of 86 Donruss and Fleer, but 86 tops, mass produced. 87, mass produced. Let's see. And I don't see a lot of 87 Fleer, like most people say 87. And I know like 88 to 92 is kind of like that's when everything was mass produced. 88 Fleer, 88 Donruss, 88 tops, they're all just out there everywhere. Same with 89, 90, 91, 92. Let's see. So I kind of lump 85, 86, and 87 because of the production of tops. Matt says, was that because they bought so many they get a volume coupon at checkout? Just explained that. Andrew says, baseball 24/7, 365. Life's a game. Baseball is serious. Topps Holiday still coming out. Yeah, Topps Holiday's one. Someone on Net54 posted really good scans of the Plesac cards. You all get straight A's on the Plesac test. The Plesac test. Let's see. When you ship the 8 to 10 cards, do you also use a top loader? No, I use card savers. And that's why I like using card savers, is because I can ship. I would not put 10 cards in top loaders, but I'll do 3, 3, 2, and 2. So I'll put 3 cards in one card saver, and that I use the wider ones, not the skinny ones. So I use the wider card savers. I put 3 cards in one, 3 cards in a second, 2 cards in a third, 2 cards in a fourth, and then you just lay them down, like this, and wrap it in a piece of paper, put it in a PWE, and do the 3-ounce shipping for $1.05. Let's see. Herman says, how do you pack your 10-card PWE? Boom. There you go. That's how I do it. So yeah, I'll do 3 cards. Do I have some junk? Actually, you know what? Since I have the Jordan Bone, do I have Jordan Bone? Let's see. BO. I'll just pack up the Jordan Bone. So this is in my basketball tab, BO. There we go. There's Jordan Bone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's the 10 Jordan Bone cards. So these are the 10 Jordan Bone cards that sold. So I'll take a card saver and there's 1, there's 2, and they fit, especially because they're NBA hoops. They're some of the thicker cards I wouldn't put 3 in, but these, it's nice and fits perfect. It's not a tight fit at all. So that's 1 card saver. Here's the second of the 3. Dan says, I think using card savers to ship cards often would be cost prohibitive. Actually, I get card savers cheaper than top loaders. And then now we're going to go 2. Although it might be, I have to look at the wholesale. Well, I have wholesale pricing up here. Top loaders. Let's see, top loaders and I didn't put card savers down. It's about my wholesale account through BCW. It's about the same for card savers and top loaders. So there you go. So here's the so we've got, these are the 2s and these are the 3s. So we'll put that over. Now again, when I'm doing this not on camera, and I don't have a microphone in the way, I do this a lot faster. But for show and tell time, it's a little slower, as I explained. So I'll just tri-fold a piece of paper. And so this is the 3 card, and I'll put the 3 card here, and I'll do like 1 layer of 3 cards and 1 layer of 2 cards. That way there's an equal number of cards on each side. So it looks like, can you see that? So it looks like that. Actually, let's see there. I'm going to do it like that, because I don't want like a spacing in the middle there, because that can it can jam if it goes through a machine, and it can cause trouble. And then I'll just go the opposite way on the 2s, just to make sure we have like an equal amount of thickness throughout. And then just tri-fold. There you go. And then we've got just a regular number 10 envelope. And so Jenny brings up a great point. Got to go with those. Boom. And there you go. Since I did this online, and I'm not going to actually print the label right now, I don't have that. I'm going to Jordan Bone. So, and I'll set that there. So Jenny brings up a great point about the card savers and taping them. I do not tape because the 99% of the time, 98 to 99% of the time, the cards will not move in a card saver. That's the benefit. Now, in a top loader is different. There's more space between the plastic and the card in a top loader. So in top loaders, your cards can move around much more easily than in a card saver. In a card saver, even like so here's a Topps Pro Debut. It just fits. I mean, you can do that. Look at the shake. Look at the shake. Look at the shake. Look at the shake. And that card hasn't moved. And I'm shaking. I'm shaking. That card hasn't moved. So that's why I don't do. Hasn't moved. So that's why I don't put tape. Taping the card savers to the paper. I've never thought of that. That's why I've never done it. Let's see. Top loaders also are more risky to destroy envelopes. That's a great point. The reason I went from top loaders to card savers is because of the cost. Actually, it was availability. Card savers were more available, and the cost actually came down because pre-COVID, card savers were actually more expensive than top loaders. And then during COVID and post-COVID, top loaders became hard to find. Now they're pretty easy to find because there's less demand. There's less people buying cards now. So mainly it was I bought card savers because they were more easy to come by. I could find them. They were in stock. But also, yes, I've had now my damages, top loaders or card savers, extremely, like, tenths of a percent. It's extremely minimal. But it is riskier with top loaders in plain white envelopes than card savers, because now I will also say I've had more damage, and I ship 85% PWE, 15% bubble mailer. And I've had more damaged bubble mailers than PWE. And in shipping, what's that, 5 times, 6 times the amount. So that's just another, that's basically the reason I stuck with card savers. Top loaders are easier to find now, and they're basically about the same cost. But just to risk, it's all about risk management, and it's less risky in card savers, and it's easier. Like at a top loader, you can't fit 3 cards. I would not, well, you can, but I would not recommend putting 3 of those Jordan Bone cards in a single top loader. So it's easier to do 10 card orders in card savers as opposed to top loaders, and that's another reason. Let's see. Steve says, I tape the top loader to a piece of paper and place it at the leading edge of the envelope. Less chance of jamming the machine, I think. Jenny says, are you doing card savers in bubble too? Yes. So I use, and it kind of depends. Sometimes I have a giant tub of top loaders, like used top loaders when I buy collections and stuff, all sizes that I just throw in this tub. So I will use, if it's a relic card, I'll use a top loader because I have top loaders that can fit those relics. But say it's my Ellie De La Cruz Orange Auto, which I have yet to list on eBay. I will keep this in a card saver. Now this is gonna be a box shipment because it's probably gonna sell for 400-ish. So what I'll do with it is I will put this in a team bag. And then I'll put my Hobby Evolution business card in there. I'll put my YouTube video in there. And then I will take, I love to recycle, and I'll use the card saver box for cardboard protection. And look at how perfect that sizing is. And then I'll do that. And then I will put it in a small box, like a 300 count box, and put like some bubble wrap on top in the box, and then put it in a bubble mailer. So it'll be inside a box, inside a bubble mailer. So that's how I do like the $400 cards. If it's just a $20 card, say it's this, what's a good one to go bubble mailer that's going to be more than $20, but not box. Okay, here's Austin Martin. Now with the Twins, Wichita Wind Surge. This is a Orange Auto. This is probably, I don't even know what I have listed for. Say it's a $50 card. I'll put it in a card saver, do the cardboard, and then I'll put it in a bubble mailer. And then I'll, put a little bubble wrap around it just so it's not, you don't want it to be super flat because you don't want it to get damaged in the bubble mailer. Chris says, do you open retail to restock? I love retail. And yes, I do. I buy retail because I like opening it, but also because I like having the new product, and it depends on which product it is. If it's, say, Topps Heritage or Allen and Ginter, I will not buy retail for like inventory purposes because I just don't feel like there's a bang for your buck. Bowman all the way, especially at release if I can get it at release. Because it's a crazy good return on your money. So, and I like having new product because it will drive traffic to your store. If you have a Topps update Bobby Witt Jr. rookie card, somebody that's a Royals fan may come in. Oh, hey, he's got a Bobby Witt. If I buy 7 cards, he's got a lot of Royals cards. So I'm going to buy Austin. He's not, he's Twins. But I'm going to buy some Topps Pro Debut Royals cards that are in his store and get that 25% discount when I buy 7 or more cards at regular price. Check out my eBay store. Link is in the description. So yes, I do buy some retail to restock. In fact, live on the show yesterday, I bought 3 Topps Update blasters because I just don't feel like, I don't want to buy a hobby box or a jumbo box of Topps Update. So I bought 3 retail blasters. If I see any in the store this week, I'll pick 1 or 2 up. So that's why I do it. It's more just to drive traffic. It's not to recoup. Like, do I want to lose money on it? Absolutely not. But it's just it's kind of a marketing gimmick to drive additional traffic to your store. Jenny says, I'm trying to get more eBay store subscribers this week. I'm going to send out a coupon to only store subs on Friday. Very nice. I'm soon going to send out a coupon. Not sure. Chris says, what type of hobby do you buy? If you buy it, I do. So hobby, I will buy Topps flagship Series 1, only Series 1. I don't like Series 2. And Topps update is usually overpriced for what I think it's worth. So I'll buy Topps Series 1 flagship hobby. Let's see. Heritage Minors and Pro Debut, and that's about it. Topps Archives, I hate hobby for Topps Archives. I go retail all the way on Archives. I go retail all the way on Bowman just because it's way overpriced. I think it's a better deal at retail. So hobby, I'll buy Topps Series 1, Topps Heritage Minors, Topps Pro Debut. There's really good return because you can move singles on those. And then there's, some other rant like Bowman U football. I bought a case of that, a case of hobby boxes on that. So it's all kind of like what I feel is a good return on selling singles. Let's see. Chris says, sorry for so many questions, but do you do any NFL? No. The only football I do is like when I buy bulk. So I'll buy bulk boxes. I'll pick up retail here and there. I never buy football hobby. In fact, I don't know the last hobby box I bought for football. It probably was at a Black Friday sale several years ago. But current product, maybe 91 Upper Deck. I don't know. So yeah, if it's football, it's retail, or I buy it in bulk, like a bargain box. I'll just, buy it from a dealer for whatever price. And then Bowman U is the only, and I mean, that's not NFL, but Bowman U, I did buy a hobby case of Bowman U football a couple months ago. So that's what I had for today. I'm going to get back to doing some shipping. Is tomorrow going to be a special Halloween episode? Yeah, I guess so. I don't do costumes, but yeah, we'll do a Halloween episode tomorrow. So tomorrow, 7 a.m. For Hobby Evolution, back at our normal time. 7 a.m. tomorrow, Central Time, Hobby Evolution. eBay store link is in the description. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow.